Morning, folks. Another piggy day along the piggy way. It's Sunday. We just had some breakfast. I cleaned up some dishes, and now she's getting ready to wash something up. Get ready to do a video for Troy's signature dish. I suppose most of y'all, if not all of y'all, have already heard the good news. KP, they pulled the plug. He woke up and then wanted ice cream. Now, St. Post, we're talking about, he's still got a long road ahead of him, and, recovery from the stroke and all like that. But considering God just raised him up, I think his chances are pretty good at doing pretty good at recovery. Because God just made a heck of a statement to some folks. God said, I decide when the time is. I decide who stays and who goes. That's a heck of a statement. Them doctors got to be scratching their heads. Unless they're believers. But their view of science is going to conflict with that, because there's no possible way, but they ain't going to want to believe that God did it at the same time, so they're going to be in a heck of a conundrum. Kind of happened with me when I had mine. Not expected to live, not move neck down if I did. Here I am, I walk. They were doing some head scratching there too. Oh, they were happy. But my doctor told me, in short, he told me he had nothing to do with that. He knew where that came from. Of course, he is a firm believer in God. But KP gonna have a heck of a story, a heck of a testimony. Like Valerie said, a whopper. Because that plug got pulled, they gonna let him go. God said, surprise, 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 surprise. Folks, that's a heck of a story. Once his throat got well enough for him to be able to speak, just that other thing, he's wanting ice cream. You go for it, boy. You get that ice cream. Y'all get him a lot of ice cream. But he won't. But boy, God just gave you a testimony that's well, I could sit here and talk for days on just how amazing that is. And wouldn't none of it be good enough. God brought you up. Enough said. So that's the good news, folks. I heard about it last night. One of the young ladies that feels very close to the man told me about it. And I was just like, wow. Just when you think God can't amaze you anymore, here he goes and does another one. Does something else to amaze you. God got something for him to do. Ain't no two ways about that. Well, come on out if you want to, Heartbeat. One. Yeah, that's what I thought. I start counting, y'all start moving. Well, as y'all know, the car got fixed. It's doing well. We got a cabin filter to put in there, replaced the old one. Smells a little better in there now. I just need to figure out what parts I need for the brakes on that van. Get that done, put a battery in it so we can start driving it. That'd give us two vehicles to rely on. That van's real. I mean, the little car, when we go grocery shopping, the little car does great. It's got a huge trunk. The back seats are laid out so you make extra room if you need it. I've hauled bits of lumber we've gotten from the Lowe's down there and put in that thing, and had to put it in there diagonally, but it fit. That little ladder I got that folds down and extends out, I was able to get it in there. I was rather pleasantly surprised at that. That van, the seats will go down into the floorboard. Dump truck. Yeah, that van, them seats will go down into the floorboard, give you all that cargo space, making it basically just a truck with a camper without the camper. It's all enclosed. That's why we call it my piggy truck. That's why I'm going to try to get it fixed up so we have it to use, so we have two vehicles if we need them. And I have me somewhat of a truck if we need it. It's a 3.3 liter V6. And for a van as heavy as that sucker is, trust me folks, that thing is heavy. It gets really good gas mileage. And it's a 2006. So, I get that brake fixed on it. I'm thinking it's one of two things. It's either the flex hose behind it or the slide pins or both. So I may just try getting those parts first. But I got to get me an impact wrench and socket so I can jack that up, take that tire off so I can get in there to it. Why don't you just use a lug wrench? That's because Superman died. I ain't got the strength no more. Now, there was a time I about lift the front end of a vehicle up trying to get a tight nut off of there. And you literally see the front end start to come up. That thing would finally break. If it didn't, I'd take and get a four-way, put on it, and I'd stand on that thing and kind of lightly jump up and down on it until it broke loose. And I adopted that technique instead of the other one because it's a lot easier. That's why I'll get me an impact wrench and nut to fit the nuts, socket to fit those nuts on there. Take that off, see about replacing the hose and maybe the slide pins. Test that caliper to see if the pistons go back in there easily enough, like they're supposed to. If they don't, I'll get the caliper. I replace all that, I should be able to have that problem resolved, and we just get us a battery for it. I'll pull it over here and finally give it a washing and get all the last several years of crud off of it. I like driving that thing. It's easy enough for me to get into and out of. And can haul stuff in it. Just all around good vehicle. If I was ever to sell it, I don't think I'd let it go for less than $5,000 or $6,000 because it still drives good. It is good. It's highly versatile. Gets good gas mileage. Yeah, that's got some resale value to it. So if I ever sold it, I don't think I'd let it go for less than $5,000 or $6,000. Am I being a little unrealistic? I don't think so. There's car dealerships paying you more than they're worth now to get you used vehicles so they can sell you a new vehicle. They're trying to get older vehicles off the road. They're trying to push that electric stuff. Anyway, that's kind of the plan for it. And we got a little bit now to work with to be able to get those parts for it and get the battery for it. I'm not going to get no cheaping this time for it. When I do, I'm going to get a good one. And that other one went dead pretty quick. You know, not driving it, just sitting there. When they went out there to crank it up, it wouldn't crank. Had to bump it off. Put a battery charger tester on it. It's got a dead cell in it. Yeah, I can understand after a year or two a battery needs to be charged up, but already having a dead cell, nah. That was the limit of the rebuilds. That's all right. Lesson learned. I'll go to a parts store and get one of the more expensive ones. $200, $250. Because I'd like to be able to drive that thing again. But anyway, I've been on here long enough, I guess, for this time. Put the good news out there about KP. KP, God's with you, son. Piggy loves you.